Hi there, everybody. Just a quick follow-up here. I'm just gonna. Sorry about the car is really dirty right now, but like I said before, I was just gonna give you a quick. I'm gonna try to keep this quick. I love to talk a lot, but walk around here of the 2015 GTI that I picked up recently. I've been driving it about 3 to 4 weeks now, so I can give you guys some things that I know about the car, some things that I see, some weird things that I like. I like little quirks about cars and stuff like that. So I can give you guys just a brief rundown of what it's like to drive and stuff like that. Things I like about the interior, exterior, stuff like that. So starting around here, the exterior. This is the gray kind of metallic gray silver. It's kind of a dark gray, and then when you get in the sunlight, it kind of shines a different color. It's kind of cloudy out today, and the car's kind of dirty, but down here we have the 18-inch Austin wheels there. I'm not sure what kind of tires are actually on it, but I mean, not great tires to begin with, but whatever. I mean, it's okay. So walking around the car here, I mean, one reason I picked this car is I just like the look of it. It's a great looking car for a hatchback. I love the angular kind of look to it, as opposed to the Mark 6s I was looking at, how they kind of have a bulbous kind of bubbly exterior. This has a more chiseled European kind of look to it, which is really nice. Around the back here, I really like how you open up the trunk. I really think it's cool how you just reach down and pop this up and to pull up, and there's your hatchback trunk space. It doesn't look like much now when I have back here, but actually this floor down here, you can actually pick it up and lower it down a little bit. Right now, it's at the stock height to kind of make it a little more level so it's not down in a well, but you can actually lower it down. Nothing's stopping it. There is a spare tire under there, but you can lower it down in there. I keep it there just to kind of keep it more level. And this car came with these cool storage blocks that are Velcroed to kind of keep your stuff in place. So that's kind of a neat thing. And when you back up, your backup camera flips up and pops. You can actually hear it when you put it in reverse. It'll pop out like that, and then that's where your rear view camera is also at. So let's take a look here. This one does have a sunroof. This isn't a performance pack, just a normal GTI, 210 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque. But like many dynos will tell you, and I'll tell you when I take it for a spin, it's definitely putting out more power than 210 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque, because this thing rips pretty good, even in the stock form. So this is, under the hood here is the 2-liter TSI direct injection turbocharged 4-cylinder. This is the newer engine for the Mark 7 after they moved to this MQB platform, which makes the car lighter and it gives you more interior space and more use of high strength steel, that kind of stuff. This is the new engine for it, same size, 2-liter. Sorry, there's a truck driving by, but so it's 2-liter direct injection turbocharged. I mean, if you're doing oil filter changes, oil filters right down here. There's your coolant jug over there. Batteries under this flap. Air boxes here. This is the air intakes here. But something I may be doing is kind of like a fun, first thing to do to it. For some reason, the air intake that goes in these flaps right here is actually, I don't know if you can see that, but it's closed completely off. So, I mean, maybe it's getting some air from down here. I don't know how the intake box ducting works, but you can see how it goes in and it goes down and into the air box. So, but this is being completely blocked off by this right here. I don't understand. I took this cover off to take a look, and this one goes directly through into the motor. So this one, it's not blocked, but right here it has a plate blocking it. So I don't know why they would do that, maybe to make it warm up faster, but it's not something that moves open and shut on its own, or automatically with a computer. It's just a plastic piece. So I may be getting out my Dremel. I looked up and some people do it and just kind of Dremel out these ports in here just to get the airflow. I don't know why they would block it off. It was for better airflow or something, but like I was saying, TSI engine, 2.0 liter, 210 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque. On the cap, it doesn't say on the oil cap what kind of oil it runs, but I think it's 5W40 or 0W40. I haven't changed the oil in it since I got it. Actually, I've only had it 3 to 4 weeks, and it had newer oil. It has 0W40 in it, so I'll probably run that, 5W40. I don't know, but But that's pretty much in there. Nothing really special about here. Up in the front, my car does not have the adaptive lighting package. It's just basically halogens with driving lights. But it's kind of neat down here. All of them come equipped standard with LED fog lights. They're actually really nice and pretty bright. They are very bluish, surprisingly, very blue hue to them. They must be over 5,000. I mean, maybe 6,000 K or something, because they're very blue compared to the other the other lights when they're running. So that's why, I mean, a good look would be to probably change out these running lights right here to something that isn't less yellow. I mean, there's a pretty drastic difference when they're both on. So that's pretty it for here. Another thing. It does have a gas strut, so you don't have to any kind of a hood prop, which is really nice. A nice gas strut there to help it up. And one thing I really like is when you know how when you have a car, you figure it out fast, but when you pull the latch and then have to come up front to flip open the hood, you always got to find where that stupid latch is. Under here or up here or under the grill down here. This one actually is really nice. It's right. See, I'll even click it. It's right up in the front here. It's just right under the Volkswagen thing. You just put your finger here and pop it right up. As you can see, it's just right here. Really nice. Really love that. I mean, little things like that I love. I mean, that they think about that. So that's pretty much it for the exterior here. I mean, good looking car. It's a very German kind of subdued kind of look. But when you come, I mean, and move into the next thing, guys, we're going to get into the interior. The first impressions that come across to you when you are looking at a car, buying a car, getting into a car, when you walk up to it is right here, is the door handle, opening it up, the door. That's the first impression you'll ever get of a car. And I don't understand why more car companies don't focus more on that, because that was like the first thing when I started looking at these cars and other ones, is when I came up to it, and even the handle, grab it, it's oh, I mean, this has, well, now that it did that, this has a keyless entry and stuff like that. But I mean, just when you grab the handle, and it's got a solid feel to it, and then you swing open the door, and the door's actually got some weight to it. It's a nice hefty door. So I mean, maybe that's a German thing, I don't know. But just when the door handle, and then the door handle and just the door, I mean, it's heavier. It's a nice weight. And when you close it, it makes a solid thunk sound. And I mean, all that together just makes a great impression on somebody right off the bat there. Just those two things. Okay, then. So coming to the interior. Like I said when I was first introducing my car, this is the 2015 GTI, and it does have the Autobahn package, which... The first thing, after the whole, like I explained about the doors, the nice solid doors, how that feels, a great feeling. The next thing you do when you get into these nice leather seats, which is great, I mean, they're really comfortable, and it's a good mix between, let's say, the Recaros I had in my Focus ST, and something, other cars that have, maybe like a Mazda Speed 3 where they have even less bolstering. It's great. I mean, these side bolsters are enough to kind of hug you into place. But without, the Recaros where you drive it for long distance, and the seating position makes it a little tough. It made it a little tough on my legs up here, like it would put them to sleep. But these seats are just awesome. They have enough grip where you're comfortable. And with the Autobahn package here, you get the 12-way seats, which is really nice. It can do the bolster up back here and the bolster up top here. They are heated 3-stage, which is nice. And another thing I was, getting to with this Mark 7 going to the MQB platform, and it's got much more space on the interior. I mean, right off the bat, that's something I noticed more than my Focus ST. It does have way more backspace room. Normally in my Focus ST, I'm about 6'2", a little bit less, just about 6'2". When I had my seat where I needed it to drive, when I came back here to the back seat, I would have the back of that seat would basically be right up against somebody's knees, or I couldn't sit behind myself, but I'm 6'2", and I can get in here. I mean, and it is still pretty tight. I mean, there's my knees here, but it is still pretty tight. I mean, I sit back really, really far, but I mean, and this seat back here is back as far as it can go. So if my wife or somebody's sitting up front, I mean, there is some nice space back here, and even these back seats are pretty comfortable. So here's just a look around the interior. This one does have the sunroof up there. Like I said, the only thing I've done interior-wise here since I got it was obviously move my radar detector from my old car to this one. It's kind of a nice thing to do when you get different cars. You know, you just bring the radar detector back from car to car to car. It's like bringing your old pillows from your house, you know, to your college dorm or something, a little bit from home. So it's nice to have the radar detector there. I have it ran along the roof line down to the A-pillar, down to the fuse box down there with an add-a-fuse. And then I have wired it underneath there to a little switch under the steering wheel stalk. So if it's going off, it'll flash green and red, and I can mute it right from the steering wheel stalk area without having to reach up, which is pretty nice. So this one does have the 6-speed DSG, which you'll see in the driving video I'll do coming up. It's really fast, and it's a great transmission. I mean, you obviously have to keep up with your maintenance on them, which I'll be doing a video on when I do the DSG maintenance, because it's not bad to do. You just have to have the right parts for it and keep up on your maintenance. It's a great transmission, super fast. I love using the paddles. So far, I'm not missing. You know, I've only had manual cars all my life. So far, I'm not missing that yet. I mean, it's only been a few weeks, about a month, not even a month yet, but so far I'm not missing it. So, and this one does have the push button start down there with the with the remote control that comes with a keyless entry, and it has the Autobahn package that has the dual climate controller with the heated seats, and the middle controls your fan temperature and your auto, and left and right are your temperatures, and then up there's our infotainment system. I'll get into that a little bit, but it's smaller in size, but I mean that little black strip under the screen is really nice because it's got a little sensor in there, like I don't know what kind of a sensor it is, but as soon as you reach your hand up towards the screen, it'll pop up with a menu that's on the bottom. So it makes the use of the screen it has when you're not touching it, which is a really nice thing. So yeah, so I mean, so far the highlights, you know, it is really nice interior. I mean, I really enjoy it. I mean, it almost feels like more Audi than even Volkswagen. I understand this. I mean, still isn't like an amazing interior by anybody's standards, but I even looked at a few Mark 6s and compared to the Mark 6s, I mean, this is a big upgrade even then. It's super. I mean, Autobahn has this red stitching across the doors, and I mean, it's great. I mean, even little things like the map and bottle holder areas down here, you know, nice soft felt carpet in there. Not very many companies do that. And you have the aluminum pedals down there, and the door sills here. This lights up at night, along with the little strip in here in this door to light up red at night. So, taking a step into the seat. All right, into the seat. So, once you sit down in here, one of the first things you're going to notice is, again, these seats are super comfortable. And another thing you're going to notice is the steering wheel. I mean, it's a great steering wheel, flat-bottomed and everything. I'll flip it on. That's my radar detector, but when you flip it on, the first thing you'll notice about the steering wheel is it's really small overall. It's crazy small. Once I sat down, I was really surprised. I mean, I could take my hand here, and if I put it on the bottom, I mean, I can get pretty close to almost touching it here. I mean, it's a great, feels great in the hand, flat bottom, you know, paddle shift. I gotta get focus here, but paddle shifters back here for the DSG. Your controls here. This moves up and down. I mean, I'll do it when I power it on and shut the door and stuff. But acquired. But
kind of, you know, enjoy the highs.
Turn that off. Okay, so sorry about that. Like I was saying, the steering wheel's great, feels awesome in the hands. You have some controls over here, you know, for your phone, your voice commands, and this scrolls in between the menus, and this scrolls up and down in between those menus. These two change the tracks. Here you got your cruise control stuff over here. Here you got your lights. I like your light control switch here. Right now I have it on the automatic headlights, and you pull it out to have the fog lights with that. This does have the automatic. This one does have the, I don't know if you can see it back there, but this, This one does have the Fender audio system, and so far I'm really liking it. Great sound and audio system. The subwoofer is in the trunk, in the spare tire well, which is a pretty cool, efficient use of space. Let's see, what else is going on in here? A pretty cool thing I thought is all LED lighting in the car, even back there for the rear seat passengers. LED lighting there, LED lighting in the footwells down there. So I mean, overall, it's a great interior package. I mean, like I said, steering wheel's awesome. The red leather stitching, cross-stitching around it. The stitching is nice. GTI emblem right there. Great steering wheel. I mean, another thing, when you close these doors, if you have all the windows up and you don't have the radio on, and you just close these doors, I mean, it is just just a solid close. I mean, they do great with the sound dampening in here, how quiet it gets. I mean, that's another thing about this interior. It's nice, it's big, it's open, but it also is really nice and quiet, actually. So, I mean, it's nice when it's quiet also. I mean, I'd like if the exhaust was a little louder, but maybe we'll get to that at some point, but so far, I mean, it's just quiet, it's nice. I mean, like I said, it's quicker than the 210 horsepower comes across as. Right now in this, there are your gauges right there, you know, pretty simple. I like how, you know, they're just basic, classy, and the center screen is really neat, how there's so many different options you can go through. There's your navigation, where if you have a navigation route enabled in the display, it'll show your next turns and stuff on there, your audio of what you're listening to, you know, bring up your iPhone, your iPod, everything like that. There's my phone, your vehicle status. If there's any error messages or anything like that, that'll come up in that screen. You have cool lap timers. The driving data is where most of this, you know, most of where you'll be when you're driving it, your speed, distance. This is a cool one, convenience consumer. That's kind of, it tells you all the things that are electrically on with your car that are kind of, you know, impacting your gas mileage and using up your electricity, like heated seats and stuff. It'll bring up all the things that are running like that, which is a pretty neat thing. I mean, just so you can tell what's all being used in your car. So how many gallons left to refill, that's something I enabled with a tool I'll show you in a little bit. But a lot of cool oil temperature, a lot of cool things in this screen. Like my Focus SC didn't really have, you know, 3/4 of this stuff. It just had the basics. So that's a cool feature. Okay, and we come down here. Here's your shifter for your DSG transmission. It actually says on the top here. I don't know if you can get that in focus, but it actually says DSG on there. Nice leather sides to it, leather top. Down behind here, if you pop this open, you have access to your, I forget what it's called, like it's like an MMI system. In 2016 and 17, they changed this just to a USB port. When they updated the screen to be bigger, it's got a bigger screen so you can use Apple CarPlay. I don't think they have Android Auto, but it's probably coming for that. But this one just has the MMI, and then I have one for my iPod plugged in. So, you know, my Galaxy Note 7 will fit in there, so it'll fit in good phone in there. Oh, another thing I forgot while I'm thinking of cubby spaces, down here on the left-hand side, that's really nice to have. There's a nice little storage space down there. You come down here, you got your 12-volt power outlet. The nice space to have it down here if you're charging phones, have them off to the side. A couple of cup holders, pretty cool. The things that hold them in are actually spring-loaded on each one, so it holds. I've never had any cups fall or anything like that, or tip over, tall ones. It's cool that they're actually spring-loaded, but... And then here's your e-brake, a nice piano black finish on here. I mean, nice until it gets scratched, that is, I guess. And then you come to your center armrest console. It's got some good amount of padding. Not a ton, but enough. And it'll actually slide forward, which is really nice, actually. You know, for me, I have kind of long arms, so where I sit, it's kind of more comfortable to have it like this. And then you push in the tab thing under here, and it lifts up, and it can actually ratchet at different intervals, you know, however you want it. But you do have some storage space down here. I have a few receipts, and this is actually the first thing I've ever gotten for this car. I might do a separate video on it, I don't know. This is an OBD11 thing, but just quickly in a nutshell, it's like basically any other, you know, Bluetooth thing that plugs into your OBD, 2 sensor that can, you know, sync with your phone and show you data about the car. Only this one, with the app is mostly what does the work, but it allows you to get into every single computer module in this Volkswagen car, which is awesome. And you can reprogram the car with things that may have come in Europe that they kind of shut off for US spec cars. Cool little things like in the center display here. In the center display here, some of these options weren't here to begin with, like the refill quantity. That wasn't there for some reason, left off. It tells you how many. If I could focus, it tells you how many gallons you have, you know, if you were to refill the car at any time. Just little things like that they kind of leave out. Another one is I enabled with this tool in the app on your phone is that when I put it into reverse, the passenger mirror down there will dip down and look at your back tire, so that if you're backing into a space, you don't curb your wheels real bad. So that's another cool thing. And one other thing is when I enabled with it, when you're coming up to a car and you don't, you know, you aren't going to use the keyless entry handles for the car, and you're walking up to a car, maybe it's dusk out or night out, and you just hit the unlock button. I made the LED fog lights come on with the other lights. Volkswagen calls it coming home, leaving home kind of lights. So when you unlock it and lock it, it kind of leaves the lights on, or it brings the lights on for you. So that's another thing I enabled, was the LED lights. LED fog lights to come on with it, little things like that. Really, you know, and it's a cool tool for, not only can it do check engine lights and stuff like that, it can do ABS controller check engine stuff, and it can do anything. So I mean, I think it was $59. So for $59, and you can do so many things with the app. And another thing, like if you add LED tail lights after the fact, you have to change the computer for that, and you can do that with this device. And I mean, overall, you know, so far it's been a really fun device to toy around with, doing different things. And in the app, they have ways that people themselves have programmed these things in, so you can just, you know, toggle them on or off with credits, or you can go into the software and do it yourself using some online too. I used some guides online, lots of online guides on different things you have to turn and turn off to get things to work. So. Yep, that was basically the first thing I bought for the car. So, and down here in the nice little cubby here, you got your 12 volt. It's not very big at all. It's kind of small, surprisingly small, actually. I mean, compared to other cars, but you got your 12 volt down there, a little bit of space. So I'm trying to think. I mean, that's pretty much it about this interior so far. I mean, I'll continue to rave. I mean, it's a great interior. These seats are just super comfortable. A lot of space to work in here. The steering wheel is a little weird being so small. It doesn't really bother me now after a while. It didn't really bother me in the first place. It takes a little bit to realize, like, oh, holy crap, this is a small steering wheel. So that's pretty much what I think about the exterior. Interior wise, I've pretty much covered everything. So I'm going to do a little driving video about this. So I'll set up, you know, my, you know, little crappier camera, you know, my drift camera or something, catch some driving vid. So here's the view out of the back. You know, pretty good, not too bad. You know, like I said, I've pretty much covered everything I can really think of that would be, you know, use to anybody looking at maybe purchasing this car. This is a really nice black. It's not all black piano, actually. It's got these little, I don't know if it'll be able to pick it up, but these little cross hatch kind of things to it. So it looks good. Oh, right, while I'm at the doors, another thing. These are actual metal door handles. I mean, they have a nice weight to them. I mean, they are cool to the touch, or, you know, hot to the touch, obviously, if it's a really hot day. But another cool thing that, you know, you don't expect in a car at this kind of price range and area of the market. You know, nice metal, actual metal, not fake, stupid metal, actual metal door handles, like you can feel it. And if they aren't, you know, holy crap, I couldn't pick up on it. But, I mean, I'm pretty sure they are. So, and then when you come to things like switches down here, I mean, they're still plastic. I mean, they're not trying to fool anybody. But, I mean, they do make a nice, you know, they do have this rubberized texture, and they do make an actual clicky noise, which is nice. I mean, the other cars I've been in, Fords and stuff like that, you know, they'll kind of click, but it's not very tactile, and it's kind of a rubbery feel. But I mean, this is far from like a metal clicking, you know, you get in higher end cars like higher end Audis and stuff like that. But this is a step in a really good direction out. You know, the good little things like this, look, good feedback when you click it, you can feel difference, you know, in the next step of the knob. I mean, another higher class thing you wouldn't expect in this kind of a car. So, all right, so we'll go to a little bit of driving video to give you some of my impressions on how this car drives.